Welcome into NFL Daily. I am Tom Downey here with a look at Mel Kiper's latest running back rankings for the 2022 NFL Draft. He just put out his new big board. Included in that was a new top 10. I'll explain why the quotes there for the running back position. No change, though, at number 1. That is Breece Hall out of Iowa State. He has been a true workhorse back for Iowa State the past couple of years and is an absolute touchdown machine. I love his vision. He helps in the passing game as well. My concern as it relates to Hall, and we'll get more information on this once the testing numbers come out, is just how explosive he really is. There is no doubting the production whatsoever out of Hall. Almost 1,500 yards this year, 20 touchdowns again, 36 catches is actually pretty decent for a back at the college level. Now, not those really weren't like him split out wide like some of your more dynamic receivers, but he definitely offers you enough in that area to not view it as a big red flag. If you guys want more NFL draft videos, help me out by typing me in the comment section. I want to do more, but it is always up to the bosses here at Chat Sports. So if you want more draft videos, type me in the comment section. And, make sure you're subscribed, of course, as well. All right, number 2 on Kiper's list, that is Kenneth Walker III out of Michigan State. He was a Wake Forest transfer this year, and his production at Michigan State was almost identical to what he did in his previous career for the Demon Deacons. Breakout year, very tough runner, thrives after contact, breaks all kinds of tackles. The red flag for Kenneth Walker, he's got to contribute more in the passing game. Only 13 catches this year for the Spartans. The numbers are great. There was a reason why he had some Heisman buzz around him. I like him a lot as a prospect, and maybe you'll get more information in terms of how you trust him as a pass catcher when teams bring him in for workouts and drills and all that other good stuff. Who do you think, then, is the best running back prospect in the 2022 NFL Draft? I think there's a big 3, but I want to hear from you guys first and foremost. This is the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, head down there and let me know who you think the number 1 back in this year's NFL Draft is. Number 3 on Kiper's list is Isaiah Spiller, big runner who has gotten steadily better as a pass catcher. Now, there are some out there who think Spiller doesn't have the great explosive ability. I think it's better than Breece Hall's. We'll see what the testing numbers say, of course, in the end, because I certainly value those a pretty good amount there. You can make an argument he's the number 1 back in this class. Now, his production is certainly not on the same scale as Walker and Hall, but I think the pass catching is certainly up there in that category, and I actually would argue maybe the lighter workload will benefit him from a longevity standpoint in the NFL. Number 4 is Kyren Wiliams, the running back out of Notre Dame. His production was down this year, but it was also down for most of the offense with a different offensive line and some different playmakers at receiver/QB. But Wiliams offers the things that I really covet when I'm drafting a running back probably on day 2 for him. 3 down back who can catch and pass protect. Now, Wiliams did not rush for 1,000 yards this year, but he did catch 42 passes, a pretty darn good number. I don't know if he could be a true every down, get the handoff, 25 carries a game type of guy, but I do think there's 3 down value, and that's what I'm looking for in the modern day back. I think he's going to test Willie really well. I like him being here at number 4 on Kiper's board. If you want to bet on the NFL from the playoffs to the draft, on top of that, even some coaching odds out there, head over to BetUS. It's chatsports.com/bet. Promo code NFL Daily. That'll get you 125% deposit bonus. That's chatsports.com/bet. Promo code NFL Daily. I like this inclusion here from number 9 to number 5 on Kiper's most recent update, and now this one, James Cook out of Georgia. Yes, that is the brother of Dalvin Cook. Now, his career workload was very light, which has the pros and cons of not that much experience, but also, lighter tread on the tires. Might make your NFL career longer. Just 230 carries. He flashed plenty this year for Georgia, and it is a bit of a cliche, But Cook strikes me as the type of player who will be a better runner and more productive potentially in the NFL than what he was in college. He actually does bring you some nice pass catching value. Again, he split time with a stable of talented backs at Georgia. I actually think there's a lot of intrigue for me for Cook, so I love Kiper putting him higher on the list. I think that was a smart move. Let's hit the age-old debates. Do running backs actually matter? The answer is yes, they just matter less than other positions. But if you are a big running backs don't matter guy, this is your chance to start a feud in the comments section. Type in Y for yes or N for no. Rachaad White, number 6 out of Arizona State. This is one of Kiper's guys, and I actually like this inclusion. Big play threat for ASU. Kiper was on him last year because he averaged 10 yards per carry. Now, that number, unsurprisingly, came crashing back down to earth, just 5.5 this year. But he still ran for 1,000 yards on only 182 carries. A lot of touchdowns, and, look, more pass-catching value. 43 catches for 456 yards. Outside of Kiper, I don't see that many people hyping up Rachaad White. Maybe I'm just missing them. I think he's a good sleeper name to keep in mind. Folks, the NFL draft is almost here, and it will be here before you know it. So if you want more NFL coverage from draft rankings, mock drafts, the rumors out there, maybe we'll do some draft trade ideas, and of course, the actual live NFL draft right here on Chat Sports, hit that big red button and subscribe. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. Number 7, and this is one of Kiper's guys that I don't know about. Devontae Price, who first off has some of the best hair in this year's draft class. Price was once number 4 on Kiper's rankings, and I don't get it. He's a big back. He moves pretty well for his size. I'll acknowledge that. Hasn't produced that great for FIU despite being there for 5 years. This past year in only 9 games played, 10 catches, 682 yards on the ground, 129 in terms of the carry amount. I don't get it. Now, maybe he'll test really great and I'll look stupid, but I'm a bit confused by Price being so high. Just especially considering some of the names Kiper did not include. Number 8, Pierre Strong, the running back from South Dakota State, FCS All-American last year and this year. He runs like his name suggests, pretty damn strong. For all these smaller school players, the testing absolutely matters. There's no doubting Strong's production. I mean, he was the Breece Hall of the FCS level with 1,000, almost 700 yards, just a blistering average, 18 touchdowns. There was no doubting the production. But the testing is going to matter as well, but a decent name to include in the back end of the top 10. Number 9, Brian Robinson Jr. out of Alabama. And oh, look, another talented Alabama back. He did play well this year with a bigger workload as both a rusher and as a pass catcher. Now, he's not as good as some of the other recent runners at Alabama, but the production is still pretty darn great. And if you're looking for what I would consider more of a rotation back, I do think Robinson can help a team in that area. So sneak in the top 10, I'm okay with it from that perspective. I want you now to name a sleeper running back prospect for me to watch. Maybe one of the names not on the big list. Many of you in the past have mentioned Tyler, I'm going to call it incorrectly, Batty, because I know it's Beatty, but Tyler Batty sounds so much more fun. That's a good name, but give me a different one in the comments section. 10A, because Mel cheated on this one. He's got 2 guys tied for 10. Hassan Haskins out of Michigan, part of that very dynamic rushing attack for Michigan. I think scheme-wise, a lot of what Michigan did for him was some gap power stuff. I think that would be a good fit for him. I don't think he's a full-time starter. I think there's a little bit of explosion lacking and limited pass-catching value, but his production for Michigan was pretty great again. I mean, again, 270 carries. Over 1,200 yards, 20 touchdowns. If you put Haskins as a 1A or 1B with a more explosive runner, like Michigan kind of did with Blake Corum, for example, I think that's how he's going to thrive in the NFL. 10B for Brooks here. That's Kennedy Brooks, who did not play in 2020, came back this year for Oklahoma, and again was awesome. Again, just 1,000 yards. That's what Kennedy Brooks does at Oklahoma. As a pure runner, I think he should probably be higher than 10B. Here's the issue. Do you trust him as a pass catcher? I don't. 9 catches this year. Now, a lot of that does come down to scheme. I get that. But I feel like you should have better production there if you're going to feel more confident about somebody as a pass catcher in the NFL. So that was Kiper's top 10. Who is he hating on? With running backs, there are so many names that could have been included on this list. So I want you to head down to the comments section and let me know, I got some names coming up, who you think Mel Kiper is disrespecting. Here are 5 names among several others. Tyler Algier at BYU, I think there will be people having this top 5. I do not understand why he was not in the top 10. Maybe Kiper hasn't gotten to him yet. Zonovan Knight, a.k.a. Bam Knight, damn good production for NC State. I think he's around the 8 to 11 range. I like Jerome Ford quite a bit, too, from Cincinnati. I think he's a big part of why the offense had so much success this past year. Dameon Pierce was not heavily involved at Florida, but there is some sleeper upside there. And I'll mention Tyler Goodson as well, a.k.a. Spin Shady, the Iowa running back. I like him quite a bit. The production was down from an average perspective, but it's Big Ten football to an extent. So there are a lot of other backs on this list that weren't even included on here. Those are just 5 I think should probably be included. Now, if you guys want more NFL draft videos, I am once again asking you to subscribe. YouTube.com/chatsportstv if you're watching somewhere other than YouTube. But I assume all of you, to an extent, are watching on YouTube. So make sure you hit that big red button and subscribe today for more free videos all day, every day on the NFL draft and so many other sports here at Chat Sports.